There is a generation that does not belong to the baby boomer surge. Nor does it fully melt into the digital world of Generation Z. They are the Zennials, children born into an analog world who grew up exactly on the crest of the digital revolution's massive, world-changing wave. They serve as the only remaining bridge between two vastly different eras, possessing the unique ability to speak the languages of both the old and new. Their memories are etched in physical objects and tangible moments, yet their daily lives are now seamlessly integrated into the complex fabric of the digital grid. They remember the silence of a world before constant connectivity, a time when being unreachable was the natural state of every human being on Earth. Suddenly, the world accelerated, and they were the first to adapt, migrating from the physical world to the virtual landscapes we inhabit so naturally today. This unique positioning has given them a perspective unlike any other generation, a deep-rooted understanding of what it means to truly be present and offline. To understand the Zennial mind is to understand the balance between the tactile past and the virtual future, where history and innovation meet in quiet harmony. They carry the wisdom of the analog age in their hearts while navigating the complexities of the digital frontier with unparalleled grace and technical ease. This is the story of the bridge builders, the last keepers of a world that once existed without the constant hum of a global network connection. Welcome to the world of Zennials, those standing between two timelines, holding the secret to a life that knows exactly how and when to disconnect. Before algorithms began to capture our every thought, Zennials possessed a priceless gift that has become rare in the modern age, the gift of pure boredom. In the world of psychology, these empty moments of boredom are far from wasted, serving as the essential fertile ground for the mind's most creative impulses. This is when the default mode network of the brain becomes most active, allowing for deep introspection, creative problem solving, and the development of profound empathy. Zennials learn to live within their own thoughts, building a robust internal world that didn't require external validation or a constant stream of digital input. They spent their afternoons in physical play, where the only limit was their imagination and the setting of the sun marked the end of their day. Games were tangible, social, and unrecorded, leaving no digital trail but creating lasting bonds and a deep sense of community that required actual physical presence. They learned the nuances of human interaction through body language and tone of voice, long before emojis were used to simplify our complex emotional expressions. Their self-worth was forged in the real world, through trial and error, without the crushing pressure of a public audience watching every move they made. This era of analog boredom allowed their brains to wire themselves for deep focus and long-term patience, qualities that are increasingly difficult to find today. They are comfortable with silence, seeing it not as a void to be filled with noise, but as a sanctuary for the soul to rest and recover. In these quiet spaces, they developed a sense of self that is independent of the internet, a core identity that remains stable even when disconnected. They carry this analog sanctuary within them, a mental space they can return to whenever the digital world becomes too overwhelming or too loud. They don't need a like or a share to feel valued. They find their worth in the tangible impact they have on the world around them. This fundamental foundation of boredom and presence is the secret weapon of the Zennial generation, providing them with a unique emotional and mental resilience. It is the source of their ability to remain grounded in reality, even as the rest of the world disappears into the digital clouds above. Then came the digital baptism. They did not inhabit the internet from birth. Instead, they were the brave pioneers who migrated into its uncharted territory. They remember the iconic sound of the dial-up modem, a mechanical symphony that signaled the crossing from the physical world into the early digital realm. It was a conscious transition, a choice to enter a new dimension, and it required a level of patience that today's high-speed world has forgotten. They were the first to experience the thrill of a chat room, the anticipation of an email, and the strange novelty of digital friendship. This migration created a unique, hybrid brain structure, one that retains the methodical depth of analog thinking while embracing the rapid speed of digital logic. Their neural pathways are uniquely wired to handle both the slow, deliberate pace of reading books and the rapid-fire multitasking required by modern technology. A Zennial is just as comfortable using advanced artificial intelligence as they are fixing a broken mechanical device with their own two bare hands. They understand the value of a handwritten letter, but they also appreciate the efficiency of an instant message sent across the entire world in seconds. This dual fluency allows them to navigate the digital world with a critical eye, never forgetting that there is a real world outside the screen. They don't just use technology, they understand its place as a tool rather than a replacement for the fundamental human experiences of life and connection. They witnessed the birth of the social web, the rise of search engines, and the total transformation of how humanity consumes and shares information daily. Because they remember a world without the internet, they are less likely to be manipulated by its darker corners and more likely to seek truth. Their hybrid nature makes them the ultimate adapters, capable of flourishing in a high-tech environment without losing their essential, analog human soul in the process. They bridge the gap between the generations that fear technology and those that are entirely consumed by it, offering a balanced and grounded path forward. They are the digital immigrants who have become the wise elders of the network, reminding us all that there is life beyond the glowing screen. Today, Xennials find themselves in a unique position of pressure, often referred to as the sandwich generation, caught between the needs of two very different eras. They care for aging parents who belong to the boomer era while simultaneously raising children who have never known a world without high-speed internet access. In sociology, this is known as Rollstrauen, the immense psychological pressure of trying to fulfill too many demanding and often conflicting roles perfectly every day. The digital world adds a layer of constant availability, making it harder than ever to find a moment of true peace or a sense of complete privacy. But Xennials have a secret skill, a survival mechanism they learned in the quiet afternoons of their childhood, the powerful and necessary art of logging out. They know that the world won't end if they don't respond immediately. And they understand that the true value isn't measured by their online presence. By choosing to disconnect, they reclaim their time and their attention, returning to the analog state of being where they feel most like their true selves. This act of logging out is not about escaping reality, it is about returning to it, grounding themselves in the physical world that technology often obscures. They find healing in the tangible, the feeling of soil in their hands, the sound of the wind, and the warmth of the sun on their skin. In these moments, the Rollstrauen dissolves, replaced by a profound sense of presence that can only be found when one is fully and truly offline. They have learned that silence is a form of luxury and that being unreachable is sometimes the greatest gift one can give to oneself and others. By logging out, they show the next generation that human connection is not something that happens on a screen, but something that happens in the heart. They serve as a reminder that we are more than our data points and that our digital lives should always remain subservient to our physical ones. This ability to move between the two worlds is what keeps them sane in a world that often feels like it is spinning out of control. They are the guardians of the analog flame, ensuring that the lessons of the past are not lost in the frantic rush toward a digital future. They find their peace in the spaces between the signals, in the quiet moments where there is no Wi-Fi, no notifications, and no digital noise. This is their sanctuary, a place where they can recharge their souls and remember what it truly means to be a human being on this earth. Xennials are the masters of the analog shortcut, knowing exactly how to navigate their way back to a state of calm and centered mindfulness. In a world that demands we always be on, they have mastered the art of being off, and in doing so, they have found true freedom. Xennials are much more than just a transitional generation. They are the essential keepers of the flame for two very different and distinct worlds. They carry the memories of the old world, the smell of paper, the sound of silence, and the value of waiting, into the digital age of tomorrow. They are the curators of our collective history, ensuring that the tangible experiences of the past are not entirely replaced by fleeting virtual approximations. As the world continues its rapid digital transformation, the Xennial perspective becomes more valuable than ever as a source of balance and much-needed groundedness. They remind us that technology should serve humanity, and that the most important connections we make are the ones that happen face-to-face and heart-to-heart. They teach us how to be hybrid humans, capable of using the best of the digital world without losing our essential analog souls in the process. Their existence is a testament to human resilience and adaptability, proving that we can survive and even flourish in the face of massive technological change. They are the storytellers who bridge the generational gap, passing down the wisdom of the past to the digital natives who will lead our future. In the dance between the analog and the digital, they are the ones who know the steps to both, moving between them with effortless grace. They stand firm between two timelines, reminding us that we always have a choice in how we engage with the world around us every day. They are the living proof that we can be both connected and free, and that our digital footprint is far less important than our human impact. To be able to connect with the entire world is a powerful modern capability, but to know how to log out is a true privilege. The Zennials show us that the most meaningful moments of our lives often happen when we are completely unreachable, silent, and fully present in the world. No matter how fast technology advances, the core value of our humanity still lies in those precious moments when we dare to log out and live. Between the two worlds, they have found the balance, reminding us all to seek the truth that exists only in the space between the signals.